Okay, this is a response to HiveRadical, who responded to my video Mormonism versus Atheism Part 2, which I will summarise for those that can't be bothered to dig through the old videos. Basically, I saw a TV ad on the Mormon Church which said that if you were to phone a number, you'd get a free Bible, free Mormon Bible. So I phoned the number and I spoke to the person on the phone, and they gave me two options. I could either have it hand delivered or have it mailed to me. So I had it hand delivered by two missionaries, and I was in discussions with those two missionaries for some considerable time. I've since been to Mormon Church twice. The last time was yesterday, in fact. So what are my motives? Why am I bothering? I'm not, as you might have guessed by my username, I'm not a religious person, but I do have an interest in how people can believe ridiculous claims or exceptional claims without exceptional evidence, to quote Christopher Hitchens. So how can people believe this stuff? You know, things like talking snakes, angels, demons, resurrection, walking on water, biblical floods. You know, how can people believe these exceptional claims with just a book as the evidence? So that's my motivation. HiveRadical, you've given me a bit of a problem, really, because although we're setting up a discussion where I'm kind of asking you about your views, you're explaining them maybe, and we're sort of just discussing how you believe these things. I noticed on your profile page that you've actually stated that you don't believe the doctrine. I'm just wondering what that means. What is a Mormon that doesn't believe the doctrine? Because that kind of ends the discussion right there. So if you can clarify what you believe and what you don't believe, that might be helpful. As far as the comment that I made about radical views, that was sarcasm. I don't know, or maybe you missed that. I don't think that homosexuals being allowed to get married is a radical view at all. Live and let live is my motto. They want to get married, let them get married. You know, I don't think they should. I don't think they should be excluded for any particular reason. Anyway, I went to the church on Sunday, and actually some of the topics that we're talking about already came up in the meeting. The men and the women all break off into different groups, so I sat in with the younger men. There's like 3 age groups in the men and 3 age groups in the women, and they all sit and talk about stuff. And they were talking about continuing revelation and how the seed of Cain that was cursed, and just to summarise, that's the oversimplification, but it's basically the black people were not allowed to hold priest positions within the church, and that changed in 1978, just at the height of you know, Martin Luther King civil unrest and stuff like that. So their viewpoint was interesting, that it didn't have anything to do with the social pressures. It was, it was a scriptural revelation from God that God had now lifted the curse, which was nice of Him, and that they could all join in the fun of the Mormon Church. I put forward the idea that it seems to be that all these things happen at just the right time. Like the polygamy revelation happened when they were just getting, when it was causing a lot of social tension. And I'm wondering in the future, and I actually raised the question. I did ask if they thought that maybe would there ever be a possible revelation that would relate to homosexual marriage, and that set them all discussing various things for quite a while. Another question I have for you, HiveRadical, would be, are you aware of the inconsistencies in the Book of Mormon? There's millions of, well, not millions, but there's hundreds of kind of holes in the Book of Mormon. Many of them discussed on YouTube. I wonder if you poked around and looked at any of those. Things like the use of coins, the use of spearheads, none of which are archaeologically backed up. The mention of the ox, the goat, the horse, in the Book of Mormon, none of which existed in North America prior to European settlers. The fact that it's written in Jacobean English, even though it's written in the 18th century, why would it be translated into an older version of English unless it was crafted to sound like the Bible, which Joseph Smith was so familiar with, the King James Bible? Why is it so repetitive? Why does the phrase "and it came to pass" appear thousands and thousands of times in the text? Where are all the burial grounds that are spoken about in the Book of Mormon? You know, if 1 million people die in a battle, maybe there should be a lot of bones somewhere that no one's discovered. Why has the Hill of Cumorah not been excavated to find all the, no doubt, endless archaeological evidence that would substantiate the Book of Mormon? So there's a few questions. There's some good videos out there. They've actually been, those videos questioning the Book of Mormon have actually been posted by Christian organisations, which is quite funny. So it's one deluded group, you know, slagging off another one. But yeah, nevertheless, their points seem to be quite valid. You also, you know, say that I regard your, well, you quote me, and I did say that I thought that you might have a bizarre mental picture of the world, and you said that you thought the same would be true of me. So I'd just like maybe to expand upon that. What's bizarre about my mental picture? Like I said, I don't believe in talking snakes, resurrection, walking on water, angels, demons, fairies, goblins. You know, none of that stuff. Ghosts, superstitions. You know, I'm just believing in the material world, things that can be sensed or detected, things that there's evidence for, basically. And the last point, yes, you can quote scripture if you want, as long as you understand the regard I have for it. You know, if you want to quote it, feel free, but as long as you understand that, to me, from my perspective, it's just words on paper written by desert tribesmen and a slightly eccentric gold digging prophet who founded a church. Thanks very much.